Good morning, ladies. I'm taking some time out today to show you how I schedule to Tailwind. So hopefully what I show you helps you um, do this a little bit faster. So what I do is I go to my blog board. Let's see if I can go back to this. Let's see. And what I'll do, I'll just schedule some of these. So I have this plugin that it's like I forget what the actual term is, but it's something you can add to your browser through Tailwind, and then it gives you the option here to just press on the Tailwind button, and it schedules directly to Tailwind. So if you don't have this, you're going to want to get this. So I'll just schedule this one. So here, when I press on type a board name, I can pin directly to a board, but what I've done is I've gone and made lists. So I have a few lists, and what I did is I created 4 main lists that I use that have they're my group boards, but they're alphabetical. So that way I can kind of keep track of what pin I'm moving through what board. I don't want to, I use an alphabet system. I could probably explain that in more detail if you guys are curious at all, if it doesn't make sense. But what I would do, my newest pins would be published through A, or this board here, A through C. So all of these are group boards, and they're showing up yellow here because that is a pin I created that's new for an old post. So if I press this little icon, the little exclamation point icon, I can see the last time it was published. And most of these are about a month ago, if not longer. So that's how I usually gauge, like, okay, it's a good time to go ahead and repost this then with my new pin. So what I do is I just press add to queue. I don't edit my description or anything. Oh, it says my pin's been saved. Let's see. So that means it's already been saved into my schedule. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. You can do several of your pins at once. Like if I was to, let me see. So if I did this, here, let me show you how. If I was to press that button on my blog board page, I could go and select a few of these all at once. Okay, I already did that one, so I'll just do these 4 right here. Go to schedule. See here in the bottom corner, it says, the bottom right hand corner, it says 4 images selected. Now go schedule. Okay, so for right now, it's working for me. Usually I have an issue doing this because the bottom part right here will not show milkandhoneyfaith.com. It'll say that I need to choose a source URL. And when it says that, I'm not able to schedule in a group like this, but I'm going to show you how it looks like it's going to let me. So I'm going to go ahead and follow through. So I'm adding all of these to A through C blog, my blog list, or my group. I don't even know how you would say that, group list. Okay, so it's doing all the work for me. I know I haven't posted any of these before. Okay, see, you can see some of them aren't even showing up at all because some of them are new posts. Okay, so then I would schedule all up here in the top right. Do you see how my descriptions are already in there? There's no need to go in and edit them. Okay, now I'm going to go to my scheduled posts just to see where I'm at. So if I'm remembering correctly, I think I scheduled 5 different pins. Okay, so now this is loaded. So if I go down here, I see all of those pins that I scheduled to Tailwind. And they're all grouped together like this. Okay. What I do so that it all doesn't show up in my feed like this when they're published is I hit Shuffle Queue. Yes, Shuffle My Queue. Now, you might be wondering, well, I'm adding new posts and I don't really want my, I have some holiday posts in here and I don't really want them to get pushed down to say you have like a back to school post and you don't want it to go past August or maybe mid-September. So what you would do is you would click on this and see that little lock icon? You would click it. And now it's locked. It's set into this time slot on this day. So after you have all of the pins that you want locked into place so that the time and the date doesn't move, then you go and press shuffle and these ones will stay in the same slot. So I don't have any holiday pins or any seasonal pins right now, so I'm good to just shuffle. So you see again, I'm going to show you again, the bottom, those 5 pins that I scheduled are 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins. They're all showing up down here. So if I press Shuffle Queue, now they're all mixed in. Okay. So I know that those new pins that I just scheduled to Tailwind are going to go into my group boards that begin with the letter A all the way through the letter C. And they're not going to, just because you press shuffle, it doesn't mean that your blog boards are going to get shuffled. It doesn't mean that your pin is going to get shuffled into a different board. You know, I scheduled those pins into A through C. That does not mean when I press Shuffle Queue that pin is somehow going to end up going to a group board that it starts with the letter S. I hope I'm making sense here. So everything is still in line. All it does is it bumps my schedule. I think before I was scheduled out into the end of August. Now I'm until September 12th. So I already have 2 weeks. It just automatically puts everything into the open slots. You are going to want to have at least 15 to 20 a day. Some people like to do more. I am planning on doing a little bit more than that, maybe up to 30 a day. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to overwhelm anybody's Pinterest feed with my pins, but what you can also do, you can schedule other people's pins the same way that I did mine. You could schedule other people's pins into your Tailwind feed so you can mix it up a little if you'd like. There is such thing as Tailwind tribes, which makes it a little easier to find your friends, other Christian bloggers. And I'll show you what that looks like. Since I don't think any of you have it, I'll show you what it looks like. So if you go to tribes, this one is the His Grace Girls tribe. It's for the Grace Girls on Facebook. And within the Facebook group, they're added to this group if they wish. What we ask is for every 1 pin that you add to this tribe to get repinned, that you repin to others. And I'm going to show you how you repin it's very simple. You just schedule somebody else's pin. So I'll just start here. I just simply go to this pin and I will pin it to a board that I own. I could even pin it to a group board if I want. It doesn't matter. It's up to me. It's my choice. It's your choice where you'd like to add that pin. I try not to schedule holiday pins or seasonal like this one, 3 prayers for the new school year, to my Tailwind, because once I hit shuffle, it's going to, move down. It could possibly move to a later date unless I lock it in, and that's adding more work for me. So I'm just going to skip that for right now, but I'll do this one. I'm going to add it to, let's see, I'll add it to one of my own boards. And the way I can tell that it's my own board that I own is I have these little added things. I don't know what those are even. Colons right here. That sounds bad, but I'll just add it to Community for Christ. And add to queue. So when I go back into my schedule, some schedule pins, you'll see that those 2 pins are down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to shuffle it again. Yes, shuffle my queue. So now they're all mixed in there somewhere. Okay, so if you schedule a bunch of pins from your tribe, then or directly from Pinterest, your feed will be filled with not only your pins but somebody else's. So it won't look like you're spamming. Okay, so that's what tribes looks like. You can see the members here. You can see how many pins they've submitted and how many they've shared. If you go on each person's name, you can kind of see how active each person is within the group. It's really cool, actually. It's just the only drawback I find is that you have to be on your desktop in order to use it. I have a Tailwind app, but I haven't really been able to navigate it very well. So let me know if you ladies have any questions. I can put out other videos if need be, if you have more questions about how Tailwind works, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.